National Time and History Museum. Today I'll be your guide and you'll be learning about Dr. Seuss, one of the most famous writers. He was born on March 2nd, 1904 in Springfield, Massachusetts. His parents were Henrietta and Theodore Geisel. He has written some of the most famous children's books possible today. I have to go, but you should know. You'll hear. I'm Theodore Geisel, and you're in my office, so you must want something. Any questions? In the back. And did I take an interest in art? Well, I've had an interest in art even as a child, but my artwork was first getting known back in 1921 when I had graduated high school and joined Dartmouth College in New Hampshire. This year, I joined the Jack-O-Lantern and was writing funny comics. This didn't last long because I graduated in 1925, but I wasn't done with school yet. On my father's wishes, I went to Lincoln College, Oxford. Oxford, though, none of my interests. I graduated a year later in 1926. Well, more like dropped out. But finally, I was age 22 and working at the Judge as both a writer and artist under the name of Theo Lesage, which was soon changed a year later to Dr. Seuss in the July Saturday Evening Post. Dr. part was a joke to not finishing Oxford. Seuss, though, was my mother's maiden name as well as my middle. Next, I exchanged my comic career for the advertising business. One of these businesses was Stanley Orr. In 1928, I did a job for Flint, a boat repellent. I've done over dozens of funny ads for many popular businesses, some still alive today, like Ford. Well, any other questions? Over the side? When did I take an interest in books? Well, I had my interest in books when I was asked to draw a children's book. Although the book did poorly, it grabbed my attention. I started my own authoring business and I think I sold on Mulberry Street. Soon after writing the book, I took it to 27 different publishers, all who said no. Soon after that, I almost given up. Then, later that day, after my 27th recline, I ran into Mike McClintock, an old Dartmouth classmate and now publisher. Soon after meeting, he agreed to publish my book. It wasn't a big hit, but I got great reviews. Any other question? Oh, wait. On this, I wrote 4 of the books between 1940 and 1946. Any other questions? Yeah? Oh, over there. What historical events did I encounter? Well, in 1935, the world encountered World War II. To help with this, in 1940, I began writing political comics for the PM magazine, raising awareness to problems going on throughout Europe and the world. But this didn't last long, because in 1943, I joined the Army's motion picture unit, drawing and writing documentaries for the military. One of these was Your Job Journey, a film meant for soldiers going towards the end of the war to help Germany's now many problems. After the war, I began my book career again. One of these books was McGillie's Pool, my first Cadet Honor Award. Along with this, I did 10 other books between 1946 and 1956. Then, in 1956, I wrote 2 of my most famous books, The Cat in the Hat and The Grinch Stole Christmas. The Cat in the Hat was one of my most favorite books, along with my first beginner book. This was a huge success to children. Along with this, I became president of the beginner book division at Random House. This started my many beginner books for children. The Grinch, finally, my books had hit the screen on December 19, 1966. The Grinch Stole Christmas aired on TV. This was a huge success to the holidays and is still played today on ABC every December. Along with this, I earned an award in 1972 with Horton Hears a Who, a Peabody Award you might know to know. I was all ready for new challenges in my writing. In fact, one of my books was written on a dare. I was dared to write a book only using 50 different words. This was a huge challenge, but the book was a hit success. You might have read it. It's called Green Eggs and Ham. But these weren't my only awards and famous books. I earned 15 major awards in the next 7 years. Some of these were a special award for distinguished service to children, a New York Public Literacy Lion, and a Laura Wilder Award. But sadly though, I had other problems to worry about in 1975 when I was diagnosed with glaucoma and lost my eyesight for 5 years. It was later restored in 1980. But that wasn't the only bearer of bad news. In 1983, I was diagnosed with cancer and began treatment. I lived it out, even publishing the last book of my lifetime. Oh, the places you go, in 1990. This was a huge success, but unfortunately, cancer returned again, and I died on September 24, 1991. After my death, I don't know what happened. I was kind of busy. Well, even though Dr. Suess didn't know it, after his death he left a huge impact. In fact, National Reading Day was started on 1998. Back on March 2nd, Dr. Seuss's birthday, as a tribute to the author's success. He also, in 2002, a memorial was finished in his hometown of Springfield, Massachusetts. Here, statues were made of his most famous characters, even one of himself. But that wasn't the newest discovery. In fact, while cleaning out his old house, a discovery was made for a new book he was planning to write. It was published on July 28, 2015, almost 25 years after the author's death. As you can see, Dr. Suess has had a big impact. Without him, we would be without the awareness for the war. Without the ads that helped sell many popular businesses. Without the books that inspired our children. Dr. Suess has had an amazing impact, affecting millions of people in our very country.